Yeah, exactly.
And the thing that we always tend to forget is we know all the negative things that could be coming at us, and we believe those, and we believe it's possible that this could happen. It's possible that this bill is going to show up, or that I'm not going to have this or that. But we don't have to know for sure that the good things are going to happen. We just have to believe in the possibility just as strongly, or ideally a little bit more strong than the possibilities that are negative.
Oh, yeah.
You must have...
Besides a coping mechanism.
Yeah, that's how it started. It started just as a coping mechanism. I was like, oh, wait, this is a skill too? Oops, as I use my hands too much. Yeah, so comedy is great because it releases tension. It's an icebreaker. It helps shift the dynamics in the room, and it helps people connect with us because things in life are so stressful. We have to have comedy. And
well, speaking of sad, Mike, do you guys want to know the saddest classic rock songs of all time? And this is a list by, I didn't write it down, but there's it's not Rolling Stone, but it's something like that compiled this list of the saddest rock and roll songs.
Are we talking sad? That's it
makes you sad?
No, it's like
makes you sad.
Right, makes you sad. So number 10, for example, and I don't know this song because I wasn't a big Rainbow fan because that was
like Richie Blackmore.
Oh yeah, but Rainbow Eyes from 1978.
Welcome everyone to Our Town Podcast, coming to you from the Cedar Stream studio space in beautiful downtown Renton. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, share if you can, and review if available. We'd love to hear from you, so comment below and tell us how we're doing. Hit the like and subscribe button to never miss an episode. And don't forget to visit our-townpodcast.com for all the links. Join the members only section of the website or sign up on Patreon. And now, here they are, the boys of Our Town Podcast.
Settle down. I know you're excited to be here. Welcome.
Yes, welcome
to this exciting edition of Our Town Podcast.
Extraordinary.
Yes, it is. Coming to you from the Cedar Stream Studios in beautiful downtown and historic Renton, Washington.
Yeah.
Boys, episode 160.
What?
And we've got a special guest tonight coming up. We've got life change coach Andy Vargo.
Very
the
nice,
kind of
very
a local boy down from Tacoma. He is a comedian.
Yes.
So we're
amongst a lot of other things.
A lot of hats.
Yeah, super. Yep. So. Really busy doing.
Yeah. So we're excited to be talking to him coming up. So stay tuned for that.
Yes.
Boys, tonight's safe word, if anybody's not feeling safe for any reason, if Andy doesn't make you feel safe, and I think he will.
He will.
Tonight's safe word is mincemeat. So if you're not feeling safe, just yell out mincemeat, and we'll stop this here program and check on you. And you folks can do it at home. Just yell out mincemeat, hit pause, give your gerbils a bath.
No.
Clip
Maybe
your toenail.
take a bath yourself.
No, hey.
Light
that
some
would be
candles.
Nice. Yeah.
Buttered toast in the bath is
just got the toaster.
Yeah.
That's taking a little too far. I'm not feeling safe for you if you do that. Boys, that's because and then just hit play and continue this
what's your bag?
Show. Mincemeat is the name. This is a special chapter in World War II. It's super fascinating. 1943, the Allies have basically kicked the Axis out of North Africa. They want to attack Italy. They want to invade Italy. Hitler knows they want to invade Italy. Hitler knows they're going to invade Italy, so he's reinforced Sicily, southern Italy, because he knows the Allies are coming, right? So what do the British do? They devise this plan called Operation Mincemeat. They take this cadaver and they dress him up in like British officer garb.
Mm-hmm.
They make him a captain. They make him an acting major captain. They put pictures of his girlfriend. I'm making air quotes if you're just listening to this. They put all these letters that are supposedly between two British generals, and they dump his body off the coast of Spain. Spain at that time was also authoritarian, occupied Francos, and they're friendly with the Germans. They're not in the war, but they're friendly with the Germans. So they know, the British know, if they find this body, they're going to give the information to Hitler. What is the information? What do these letters state? They state that the Allies are going to attack Greece and Sardinia. They're not going to hit Sicily.
Okay.
Totally fools Hitler.
Oh, wow.
And Hitler's not the foolable kind of guy.
Totally fools the German intelligence officers. So what does Hitler do? He pulls a bunch of forces out of Sicily and moves them over to Greece and Sardinia.
Wow.
Well, the plan worked. The British attack. The Americans land on, famously Audie Murphy and all those guys, land on Sicily. And about 20 days into the battle, Italy's like, this ain't working. And the Italian parliament at the time strips Mussolini of all of his power.
Wow.
Gives the power back to the king, King Emmanuel, can't remember his name. They give the power back to the king, and the king famously fires Mussolini, and the Italian government makes peace with the Allies, starts to make peace with the Allies. So basically taking Italy out of the war.
Wow.
Which now the Allies have a southern drive right up into the belly of Europe. So the guy that they found was a cadaver, was Glyndwr Michael. He was a tramp that died from eating rat poison.
Oh, man, buddy.
So they dressed him up as a Royal Marine officer and started Operation Mincemeat. So it's just this fascinating chapter, because if that body wasn't found,
or was believed, or was found by fishermen and just thrown away.
Found by fishermen,
but they turned it in.
They turned it in.
Oh, well, geez.
So
what if they got a reward for that?
The operation was based on this memo that was written way back in 1939 about doing these deceptive sort of practices and stuff. One of the authors of that memo was Ian Fleming.
Oh, geez.
Who famously created the James Bond
007.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah. So Operation Mincemeat. It's one of my favorite tales.
Great story
from World War II.
And I mean, fiction is deception, right? And but sometimes deception can be used for good.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Sounds like it turned out okay this time.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well done.
And maybe saved thousands and thousands and thousands, if not millions of lives. In the long run, right?
It was still, Sicily was a hard-fought battle, a lot of wounded, but that, famously where Audie Murphy I think, earned his Medal of Honor.
Wow.
Because he was in a battle there and jumped on top of a burning tank to man the big machine gun, the 30 or 50 caliber machine gun, and laid down suppressing fire so a bunch of American dudes could retreat back to safety.
Wow.
So
Audie Murphy's a stud. I've been to his gravesite.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Where is that?
Oh, geez. I
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was when I was on that trip with my dad. It's somewhere near Washington, D.C.
Okay.
So,
cool.
Yeah. American stud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Came home and became an actor.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Oh, yeah.
Audie Murphy.
Audie Murphy. So just yell out mincemeat.
Mincemeat. And what is mincemeat?
It's a food product.
Yeah. But is it actual meat or is it a fruit thing?
It's a minced meat.
Is it really? So it's not, because you make a mincemeat pie, right? But that's not meat.
Like organ meat?
It's made from babies.
Maybe something.
It's
the veal of carp.
I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what. But if somebody out there knows what mincemeat is, please
let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Let
Or
us-
make me.
I get
if
it.
you-
Let us
whatever
know.
food you make, and send to us. I'll eat.
That's right.
How's that?
At least once. Oh man, well, get your mincemeat buttons ready, boys, because we're going to jump into some headlines. Before we get the chance to talk to Andy, that will make us feel all better. Boys, Tom Hammond,
Yeah.
border czar. Does he
Yeah.
have is he head of DHS or something? Is
No,
it just
DHS
border?
is or is she Homeland Security?
She's Homeland Security.
Oh, that is DHS
Oh,
is
yeah,
Department of Homeland
yeah.
Security. No,
So-
he's second in. I don't know what his business is right now,
either.
but he's corrupt and he took a $50,000 bribe.
Yes, that's true.
So and
Yes.
never had to face any justice for that.
Never had to face
Yeah.
anything for that. He says he's going to be pulling out 700 ICE agents out of Minnesota. Now there's 3,000 there, so this is less than
Yeah, no, it's
what, about
insane.
25%?
It's insane. Each with a quota.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, and
it's just got to go. That agency has not proven itself worthy of our trust,
not at all.
so it's got to go.
Isn't the 3,000 that they have there now like twice the number of police officers that Minneapolis has on their
Maybe,
force?
maybe.
I heard
That's
that.
not cool, man.
No.
That's not cool.
And they're just
Yeah.
bullying people
Yeah.
and just being unpatriotic
Yeah.
and just
It's just unaccountable is not okay. Unchecked power.
Well, Noam says she's ordered the ICE agents to start wearing body cams.
Yeah, but that just means that's going into their facial profiling
yep.
algorithm.
Because they
That's not for our benefit.
tracking.
Because there's no accountability. How are you going to call the cops on them?
Right.
So they're filming me. I don't know their name. Right?
Is that something that's happened too? Are they planning on putting badges on these people and name tags and giving them numbers? So
That
they can be
was
identifiable?
the Schumer and not Cory Booker, Hakeem Jeffries. Had their, I think, 10-point list of demands. We'll see if they stick by them. It's just the very minimum
to keep the government open.
Yeah. I mean, what would you guys do if you were?
I would starve this entire beast. They got to get rid of not informed consent. Is it informed consent? Get rid of all of it. Make them have to filibuster when they say they're going to filibuster, right? Make them fucking stick to it. Everybody. And stop everything. Drown this government. Drown it. You have to starve it. It has to stop now. You know what I mean? But DHS right now has $75 billion. So this is just a little bit that they're...
Yeah, where'd they get that money from?
From the big, beautiful bill,
big,
man.
Beautiful bill over
big
the summer.
bullshit bill.
Yeah. And they're not paying their people, which means they're either just stealing the money, somebody up top stealing money, which is happening, of course, or they're building a bunch of camps. And they're building a bunch of facilities. And they're building this really expensive Palantir-style infrastructure for our faces, our movements, our associations, our habits, et cetera. It's like, no, it's got to go. And we cannot allow unaccounted power. Right,
it's not part of our
you can't allow that in any human endeavor.
It's why we had the Constitution in the first place. The Constitution needs
because
to
kings are worse by a lot.
By
a lot. So anyway, it's got to go. And have anything we can do to throw a monkey wrench in it, just to at least slow it down, no matter what that looks like. Fuck up their order. If you're working at Amazon and ICE needs supplies, fuck up the order.
Yeah.
You can make a boo-boo.
Yeah.
You're not going to get arrested for making a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes.
Sure.
Well,
right?
If you're today anyway.
If you're changing the oil in those vehicles, put the cap back on.
Right.
Everybody makes mistakes, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Seal the
monkey
oil.
wrench it until we can get back, make them as inefficient, clumsy, and unable to do their jobs as is possible.
Right.
From any of us on this side of it.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
I don't know.
And what Minneapolis has been an exemplary example of what to do right. We've lost some lives there, and there's been some horrible tragedies. But as a whole, that community has been just a really great example of
I think
what
they're
we
really
can.
trying.
They're
Yeah.
really trying,
Yeah.
and unfortunately,
without the property damage is what you're suggesting,
Or murder.
or murder,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
the
peaceful.
non-violent.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're trying to keep them up at night
Yeah.
by being loud outside their
Yeah.
hotel rooms, just getting in their way, being citizens, and peacefully doing it.
Yeah, helping each other, right? If people can't go to work because they think they're going to get snatched, then you bring them food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's like, or whatever it might be, help them with bills, whatever we can do to enable people, not to get trampled on.
Yeah.
Right. Is something we can do.
Take
right?
away the selfishness of what we've been kind of brought up to think is the right thing, like my lawnmower, my leaf blower, my house, my whatever. Like, we need to work as a group of people.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe get bumper stickers made that say, I
am my brother's keeper.
I am my brother's keeper, and
It's not
work
just for bikers.
work together and make every opportunity to smile at your neighbor, take care of one another, because when the chips are down, all human beings will work what they can together. The ones that are bad are going to do bad shit, but we've got to stay calm and just stay peaceful. This too shall pass, but we need to get rid of those fucking animals that are eating babies or whatever the story is.
And that's even beyond, because I think whether or not Tom Homan ever went to Epstein's island, he's not in the Epstein class except as an enforcer. Right. Because and he's seen some gross shit. He's been on the border a long time, and make no mistake, there's some awful shit that happens. Right. It's not like human trafficking doesn't exist.
But they're not going after.
No, they're not. And that's the thing. It's like he plucks on those strings because we also know they're true.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. We want to think that Tom Homan isn't lying when he says he's working against smuggling of humans. But the reality is, DHS, since just this last year, has lost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. We don't know where they are.
What do you mean lost them?
Where are they? Like, they get shifted from camp, they get arrested, right? And there's no documentation of where they're being held.
They may
or shipped off to or
Texas, or they could have flown to Africa.
They're just in some cage somewhere with no nobody coming to rescue them.
No representation.
Nothing.
Due process.
No laws. No nothing, man. Yeah. Just weird shit that we would never have thought would happen so quickly. Right.
God, and it is happening very, very quickly.
Very quickly. And not all of us can run and liberate a camp. You know what I mean? But we have to do what we can to slow this machine as best we can until that's happened enough to where we can uproot it. Right? We got to slow the growth of it, and then we can uproot it. Right? And have something to fill that gap. We have to have something better than what we had that allowed for the slide into this. Right, which was people feeling like disconnected. Some of it is really our own faults, right? Because when the cat's away, the mice play, right?
Sure.
And we as as citizens of this republic and just of our civilization, this planet, we've really been lazy and not as engaged as we should have been, which allows for the rise of these liars and cheats, right? But these guys are beyond the pale. It's like and we're going to get to the Epstein stuff, right? It's like, I mean, that's beyond the pale. The warmongers of our youth, right? George Shultz and Reagan and Thatcher and all these fucking pieces of shit, man. It's like they weren't doing this. They weren't in the Epstein class, right? It's like that's a whole nother. Who are these people?
Yeah.
Oh, it's madness.
Yeah. I'm sickened by all that stuff that we're going to get to probably in a few minutes, but all
making a wish.
Yeah. I mean, and I think they're just going to try to wear us down to where we'll let it go and nobody will be prosecuted.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like that we can still call our state representatives and see if there's anything at all. They moved any money through Washington state or whatever state you happen to be in, any of it. They did anything. Your state attorney generals can take suit.
Yeah.
Anything. If they even flew through your airspace, right? Find a way to get a hook in it. Right. So they can't just not get prosecuted.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And then they have to defend themselves. All this evidence can come to light, right? In a real way. Right now, it's really in a grotesque way because, like you're saying, man, it's like they redacted the perpetrators,
right,
but not the victims.
So the latest drop of Epstein files, and I don't even know how close, because it was like 2%.
Yeah,
I think this is still less than half. What is probably there.
Yeah, those files were rife with uncensored nudes. Of the victims.
Which now makes it child porn. So if you download these things onto your system,
I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah, dude. That can get you booted from everything forever. And you're just trying to go through this to bring the people who did these crimes to account.
Yeah. So bank accounts, social security numbers, faces of the sexual abuse victims.
If they weren't so dumb, I think they were being diabolical about that. But I think they're really stupid. They're just very, very bad at their jobs. They continually failed upwards because they're upper class people and they're white.
Wait a minute.
So they fail upwards.
You think this was all just an accident because they're stupid?
The non-redacted stuff? I bet a lot of that really is.
Really?
Honest, because they're stupid. These are stupid people. What's our saving grace? They're brutal and cruel, but yes, they are terribly stupid.
Okay, so if let's say they are terribly stupid, why would they do that so equally? Where they didn't give us the names of the people?
I don't know.
Because they're stupid.
I know, but the stupidity part of it, I get maybe, but it's more.
And it's such a large amount of stuff. I don't know. I think I don't know. Because why else would they then? Why would they?
Well, because it does do exactly what you just said. It puts people accountable for their actions of downloading the information and then becoming liable for downloading porn or what have you.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's also very real.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But it also, I mean, it really does. There's still a lot of really prosecutable information coming out. You know what I mean? So it's not like we just have to find someone who is willing to prosecute it.
Yes.
Right? So it's like, that's why.
It's not going to be this DOJ.
No, it's not. And it might never be the feds.
Right.
Because if we don't uproot this thing, like I'm saying, it's a lot of it, man. That's the financial sector. That's the political party sector. That's a lot of the high education sector. You know what I mean? Like Dershowitz and shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like nobody at Harvard knew Dershowitz was dirty.
All right.
Nobody? Larry Summers? Nobody in Treasury for the last 40 fucking years, even though Larry Summers has never been correct in any economic prediction in his life. Man, he's everywhere all the time. Nobody knew that he was fucking kids. Nobody did? Nobody?
How many turned an eye?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's weird. But unless we might not be able to rip the whole thing out, is what I'm saying. For the federal people to prosecute themselves.
Yeah,
that's why it's got to be somebody from a state.
It's got to be like a Farney Willis
or France
or France.
Yeah.
It's got to be somebody that.
France. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's a trip, dude. It's a trip.
That's a little bit what's happening. Is other parts of the world they're putting their best foot forward to.
Now's a great time to do so.
It's a great time to do so.
Yeah.
Because the other part of this, talking about not prosecuting, is Biden. What the fuck? You had Merrick Garland for 4 years.
Well, because all that stuff was sealed. No, I don't know.
I don't know. There's
and Merrick Garland, I'm not going to defend that guy. He's just milk toast. He had opportunities to all sorts of shit and did not. So agreed.
Yeah.
But in this particular case,
maybe not. But
I don't know. I mean, I tend to agree, and I tend to think that it's other intelligence agencies and the hugely, obviously influential economic fucking portion of this, right?
Sure.
It's like, right, Jamie Dimon's not going to be like, no, lock these guys up.
Yeah.
They're in charge of trillions of dollars and all of this momentum worldwide. Yeah. Just like the oil barons or whatever. Nobody's like, oh yeah, we'll be fine without them. You know what I mean? It's like, nope, we're too invested.
Too big to fail.
Yeah.
Too big to fail.
Man. It's like, so we need a plan to where that's not a viable threat anymore.
What's that plan?
That's a great idea. So what does come next? What is better than what we got going on here, where we're wholly dependent upon corrupt systems, economic systems, banking systems, the whole shebang.
Right.
But we still need to have more agency in how our society is run, right? More democracy, lower the fucking pyramid economically, socially, spiritually, right? To bring people to a closer playing field, right? So what are the mechanisms to do?
Well, obviously, like Citizens United was a big gotta go, and that was a devastating blow and a process by which it slowly eked its way to where we're at now,
100%,
where money
relatively quickly,
where money can just be funneled right to the top. It was a mechanism that is a mistake in such a big manner. So getting back to the Constitution might be a good idea.
You got to go to the Mitch McConnell playbook and take back the judiciary on all levels.
Oh my God! Yeah,
all he gave a shit about Trump supporting him was to get federal judgeships,
the Federalist Society judges.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
all the way in every level.
Yeah, and that's I know, but I know.
Right. And if you don't have a DOJ or a judiciary system that works for us, we're fucked.
No,
because that's where the buck stops.
Yeah, and a lot. Yes, and that's a whole. We could talk about that. How all the way up to the Supreme Court, how that's just been steered in these different ways, right? All the state's attorneys who bring these suits towards the higher courts and all that kind of stuff are just owned by the Federalists, right? Which is a weird cult in and of itself.
Yes.
So I don't know. Well, we all have to decide if we're really willing to put the effort in to have a representative governed society, right? And I don't know if we're gonna, right?
No.
So, because for most of our history as humans, we didn't have the opportunity and we didn't seize the opportunity.
Yeah, I'd say it's less than 50-50 right now.
I know. It's not looking good.
It's not looking good. And that counterbalance keeps getting tilted in the wrong way because we're losing more and more control.
And people are feeling more and more checked out. Right?
People, you got to stay engaged.
More than ever. And think to the future, not just reactionary, right? Because I'm really, distraught and angered and disappointed, etc., at the way things are today, right? But I can't just be reactionary. I need to be reasonable and make a plan. I need a plan for myself, for my loved ones, etc., and I need to help us form a plan for the future. Right? That's the whole point of having a civilization, is to allow for a future that we won't necessarily be in, right?
Yeah.
For the youth, as they call them.
Yeah. Wow. Minced meat.
Absolutely.
Audie Murphy. Yeah, can we clone Audie Murphy?
Yes.
Yeah, let's bring Audie Murphy back.
My God.
And Ted Williams, the baseball player.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how we did. And more hero too, right?
And more.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez, kind of, you mentioned the French prosecuting. French police raided the offices of X, formerly Twitter, I think in Paris. There's been a year-long investigation into suspected abuse of the algorithms.
Yes.
And fraudulent
I am Mecha Hitler.
data encryption.
It's like Grok's insane.
By X, stealing people's info.
Yeah, man, you can fuck up.
But who's standing up? France.
Yeah, sure. That's nice. And they have different rules. The way our courts have ruled on the ability of the state to censor, air quotes, stuff is different here than elsewhere, right? But they have way more nude beaches per capita than we do. So France is doing something right.
Something right.
And these giant communications companies have just got to get broken up.
Yeah.
Smash that shit. No, it's got to stop. We have to bring back the fairness doctrine, at least in the U.S., and encourage other places to do it and just knock this kind of stuff off. Yeah. This weird algorithm, that's censoring when they just guide us on a path. You know what I mean? That's censoring.
Yeah. What's your algorithm?
Well, a lot of large heinies in the yoga pants.
Cats.
Somebody tell me. I don't know how that got on my screen.
A plus B equals B plus A. That's all I know.
Whoa.
We got to start some sort of a movement towards reclaiming our own algorithms, because keeping my sovereignty as a person with my own consciousness, my own thoughts, and the belief that I can make a change needs to continue with me, with you, with everybody, that they have a power within themselves to be, what do you call it? capable. Give people some power. The people have to have the power. How do you get people to stand up for themselves anymore when they've lost all hope because the system's rigged against them, right? If I don't go to work, let's say I don't go to work. Oh, what's going to happen? Oh, I don't know. What if I don't pay my taxes? Oh, I don't know. I'll be homeless, right? It's that whole George Carlin thing where if you look at the poor are there to keep the middle class afraid, right?
Yeah, because we're, economically terrified into submission, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's unfortunate, but I think if we give people the power and legislate new algorithms that say you cannot take my thoughts out of my head, you cannot require me to be a part of cryptocurrency. I need a substantial piece of tangible coin or money to be a part of the society. I don't want to be a part of the Real ID. I don't want to be a part of the constantly being tracked. Have you heard the whole thing
just
about
tap?
Yeah, the 6G, the whole tap thing, the whole 6G thing where they can actually read minds out of the 6G network, that high frequency. I'm going down a little bit of a rabbit hole.
Well,
I don't need to go there. I don't want to be manipulated.
And they don't even need to bother with that. We're giving it to them anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Right? It's like they don't have to dig in. Well, I'm just like, and I thought about this. It's like, you can, because we live in a great world that allows for this. I order newspapers and subscribe to actual written shit from all over the place. And you can get different, it's, different editorial boards, but especially when you get out the U.S., right? Yeah. It's not for companies owning everything. But take the time to read. When you have your first cup of coffee in the morning, if you're not exercising or something, it's a fine idea. But right after that, read something. Even if it's the cereal box, just read some, get that part of your brain engaged, right? Yeah. And not on a screen per se, right? It's nice. And that is that tangibility again.
Right. And they say that if you write something down with a pen and paper or pencil and paper versus typing it out on your phone, it's much more impactful and powerful to the subconscious. You take it in more so. So write out your goals, write out your beliefs, write out your dreams.
Lululemon.
How do you spell that?
I don't know.
Lululemon. L-U-L-U.
Manifest
lemon.
into my life.
Thank God for you, yoga pants.
Man. Boys, speaking of yoga pants, Trump says he's going to close down the Kennedy Center for 2 years for remodel and reconstruction.
Which he just can't do. That's not executive branch function. Because that's a national historic.
But this follows him trying to throw his name on the Kennedy Center and then having all those artists like, I'm not going to perform.
No, it's insane. And that's what every, fascist leader has ever done. Yeah. Is if you can erase culture.
Yeah.
Right? That's what Pol Pot's like, everybody. But.
Yeah.
Same kind of get rid of all of the past.
Yeah.
So you can define that. Right, and then own the future.
Is that what the whole Epstein thing's going to be? You're going to throw the likes of Tom Hanks and whoever under the bus and destroy, and the P. Diddy thing, destroy all music, destroy all.
It'll only be it's just Jelly Roll everywhere.
Right,
that's all we get.
Throw everybody under the bus.
Yeah,
Kid Rock.
Oh man, I guess
is that to rewrite? Is
that's part of the culture war, right? That's the ghost of Toby Keith. Oh man, it's not. I don't know. This isn't the first time that these sorts of things have come up, but we don't have time as a species for a next time.
No.
Yeah.
It's too late in the game. We won't get another chance at democracy.
No, we cannot.
We will not. Nope. It'll be too late, people. This is our last chance.
The power elites that have all the money
are going to burn it all to the ground.
They have all the robots and they have all of the algorithms and they own all the server farms and they own all the farmland and they own all the water and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're just basically their peasants, right? We're just the cattle that wander around aimlessly.
They grease the machine until they don't need us anymore, right?
Right.
And they have written down, in DHS that they want 100 million Americans deported.
Wow.
100 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
A third of the.
Yeah, because that's the ones they consider undesirables or whatever, dude. It's like, it's just nonsense.
Yeah. And then
Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
totally.
Yeah.
The 2030 agenda by the World Health, not the World Health Organization, but what is it?
Agenda 21 or whatever.
Agenda 30 or whatever it is.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Great.
Agenda 30 basically sets up everything where we're not going to own anything and we're going to be happy about it, that kind of thing. And everything's going to be tracked. It's the Internet of Things, right? The Internet of everything.
And where you just have to pay for everything's rental. Or everything's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
everything.
Everything's a subscription.
Yeah.
And we're all on a, I want to be able to, have a discussion with Doug outside, the homeless guy that walks down the street with his, his sleeping bag, and ask him why he's having a talk with nobody and screaming at nobody. I want to be able to have a conversation with somebody and disagree with them and not get docked points because I disagree with somebody. We've got to take down that whole system. We've got to destroy it and start over again as a people.
Yeah. We just need to, and it doesn't have, not everybody needs to have the same goal in mind, but we need a nice round-edged goal. Right? Where do we want our species to be, let alone our civilization, our culture, ourselves, etc.? Yeah. Where do we want that to be?
Yeah.
What's the goal for that? You know what I mean? And once we can kind of settle on that, you know what I mean? Because nobody goes, when somebody asks that question, nobody's like, power and wealth concentrated into 8 people worldwide. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Because,
that sounds great.
You know what I mean? Nobody says that.
Nobody says
It's like, I want my kids to have a better life than I had. I want my grandkids to have a better life than my kids had. You know what I mean? Stuff like, you hear silly things like that.
Yeah.
So what are the steps necessary to bring that around for the most humans possible?
Well, the first part of it, I think, is to actually destroy the upper class and just dismantle their immaculate power. When you have that much money being put into, what's the law that's there that if corporations are companies, and so they can pay into political campaigns,
like Citizens United.
Yeah,
that's free speech,
and all that sort of thing. That's all bullshit.
Oh,
right?
it's silly.
Absolutely
It's on its face.
silly.
It's ridiculous because they don't have to worry about incarceration or death.
Right.
Only humans do.
Right. So we're basically need to rewrite the Constitution back to its original form to some degree with some upgrades, probably.
Sure. Well,
but we're talking about the worldwide. Yeah. We're talking about worldwide.
But the last century showed us that as democracies improve, the rest of the world expects those improvements. You know what I mean? It's what do you mean? I would say forming of a middle class.
Okay.
Right? That made the rest of the world go, wait a minute. It's not just the ruling class and the serfs.
Yeah.
Right? It's like,
is that what China did right now? I mean, China's basically kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, no, they really have expanded. Their middle class has expanded a lot. And I feel terribly uncomfortable defending China. But if I'm going to be data driven, which I sure like to think I am, that's the fact, man. They really are investing in a long-term structure for the most people.
Sure.
That they have, minus the ones they decide aren't worthy, like Falun Gong and Muslims, etc. It's not so, but they still, even with that, they incarcerate a lot less people than we do.
Yeah.
Right. In total numbers, not just per capita.
Yeah.
Right. And in some ways, there's a more visible path out of poverty there than here, which is insane.
Well, isn't that the way the 50s were here? I mean, basically, it looks like they've gotten a revolution that was brought upon their culture by the U.S. taking on the part of being the world's police. So we were the ones overspending and spending too much on our military, et cetera, while they were building their infrastructure and using their money, because they weren't in any wars. Do you know of a war that China
and they didn't let the top 1% siphon all the money, because the military industrial complex, remember, that's really a pathway to wealth for the Wall Street elite.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not just control of, hegemony or whatever. It's not. It's a pathway to wealth through corruption into the 1%ers.
Well, but that's
right. But in China didn't have the 1%ers. Party members, kinda, but it wasn't wealth.
No,
you know what I mean.
Right.
It was different. It was status for family, and blah 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 blah. But it's different.
They sort of have one way to.
Yeah, and they get a lot more bang for the military buck.
Yeah, I'd almost say that
right.
I would settle for going back to 1950s tax rates, right?
Yeah,
tax laws,
right,
and get rid of these loopholes where these motherfuckers are able.
It's ridiculous.
Hide their fucking money by.
Yeah, what was the tax?
I don't. It's like
85%.
Well, I don't think it was that high, but I know corporate tax rates back then were like 40-50%.
Sure, and personal income tax was high too, man.
High too.
That's why people had endowments and all that kind of stuff.
Yes,
and
they fought it all the way down to what are we in the low 20s?
Something. It's in more loopholes, and that's only for suckers. That's for suckers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like look at all the entities who still have a huge seat at the policymaking table and don't pay into it at all, but consume mass resources, courtrooms, roadways. Man, the data centers use more electricity than, I mean, you'd be surprised, and more all the time. You know what I mean? It's like,
but isn't so? My point was though that China is kind of reflective right now of the United States when it was in its 1950s. We were in that boom, that economic boom after post-war kind of baby boomer thing, which then led to the expansion of our communities and our
middle
ability,
class, suburban,
and the working class, right? Because we had high
consumption,
and high union membership, right? But we were also building a lot of things.
Building the freeway system.
The freeway system, massive housing, waterways,
which is what
electrification into Dixie and all that shit, because they weren't going to pay for it.
Right.
But we
Which
all
is
had to
what
pay
we
for
could be doing now. We could be investing in
we were.
The electric
it was going to
grid.
be build back better.
Build back better. We were on the way.
Yeah.
But isn't that what China's doing right now? They're building huge infrastructure.
Yeah, but they don't have, that's the thing with central planning is once you decide a course of action, you just do it. And Xi Jinping's in for life, right? So he and his people, which he's pretty well cutthroated his way to have the people that he enjoys around him, but you make a plan and you have a 50-year plan. Yeah. See, we've got we two parties and just
4
bickering.
years,
so imagine we haven't worked on like sewer pipes in 70 fucking years, let alone like
pork.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, they don't mind pork.
They don't mind pork,
but they just want to do like shit. That actually takes time.
But if you
have to have a plan and stick to the plan.
If you take a fucking dollar out of the defense budget.
You're anti-American.
Oh,
you're anti-American.
Oh my God.
Right. You're a commie. You want this country to fail?
Yeah. And we've been we've been the world's police for decades, right? And the world's police, which costs a lot of money.
Well, and not always the world. We've been our police, our own interests, which sometimes were other nations. But there's been. Oh yeah, plenty of
Oh, I mean, look at
Pol Pot for one.
Yeah,
right. Wouldn't
Pol
that
Pot,
that kind of happened because of us?
Early days,
I
Sarajevo,
know.
mid '90s. It took us forever. Wanda,
right. But if
But
we were to take away the amount of money we've spent on military and we were to have had that access and we're now what, 20-30 trillion dollars in debt, that's because we were stealing money to fund these operations to do regime changes and just horrible black operations probably that shaped the world and scared the shit out of everybody because we had the dominant technology and forces available to us. And now,
and the will to exercise it.
And the will to exercise it. Yeah. And we've been just the world's bully for so long. It's unfortunate. And I apologize to anybody watching that's, the American people are not all what we're cracked up to be. We're a lot of us.
We have a complicated history.
We do, but we've been lied to just like every other government's lied to their people. And
yes.
So,
But do you know how much that 1%, those 8 people, those 4 family, whatever it is, do you know how much they care about the national debt?
Zero.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not going to affect them at all. No, no.
Affect them at all.
No, that's all of that is just for the rabble.
It is for the
Right.
rabble to yell.
But that happened to everybody who's listening to this right now. Y'all are the rabble.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to stick together.
So we need
right?
to start rousing.
Yeah.
Rabble rousing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, human history is a terribly complicated thing. It's like there's never been any period in human history where it was pure or just or whatever, right? Because we're terribly complicated, frightened, and easily prone to
Misdirection.
Yes.
And but our
But man, but
consciousness
we
too
also
is-
make art. We care for kids that aren't ours.
Oh yeah.
Stuff that other species don't even bother doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Majority
there's a
of
lot
the
of really
people-
good shit that humans do that we just don't see elsewhere, right?
Right.
And I like lobsters. I like crabs. You know what I mean? I like cats and dogs. But it's like,
Dogs.
but I don't see them making paintings. I don't see them making plays. I don't see them
But the majority
making
of,
great radio programs.
Yes.
majority of human beings that are on the planet that are not part of the political process are just family,
Just trying to do their fucking thing.
Do their thing.
Yes.
And we're being raped and pillaged and just taken advantage of and suffering. So that our mindset, hopefully we get talking about that in our conversation with our guest coming up, that there's an opportunity for us to really change our thinking, right? Our thinking is always in the negative, not always. Let's not use all those.
It's hard not to be.
It's hard not to be, but it's important that we start thinking about how it can go well. So like Mike said, like we need to change the system, right? How do we change the system? One step at a time. Getting rid of Citizens United, breaking up the energy companies, breaking up the communications companies, breaking up. Why are we
just
letting
bringing accountability to them?
Why are we letting people have all the fucking water and all these rich people that are buying up all the water rights and
Yeah,
all
just
of
all
the
the
farmland?
necessities of life shouldn't be commodities.
No, these are things
Yeah, I
that
know.
fall out of the sky,
Yeah.
right? There's food
Yeah.
grows in the ground. Can we teach everybody to grow their food so
Yeah,
that Safeway goes
yeah.
out of business? I don't want Safeway to go out of business.
No, but there's no downside to us having independence that we can share with others, right? A combined independence. Of course, that's the basis for our Constitution anyway, like with the states and the Commonwealth and all that kind of, the initial portions of it were, kind of like the libertarians dream about today. Right, because that was kind of the idea that there would be these self-sufficient humans able to like defend each other and collectively work towards, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, basically.
God,
Yeah,
I just want
I
to give
know.
you guys a hug.
And one of the big problems is politics, right?
Yeah.
We need statesmen. We need statespeople.
Yeah.
We need serious individuals that are willing to come in and figure this shit out and make the hard choices.
Brave people.
We don't have time for them to come in and play games with the other side of the aisle. And I don't care if you have an R after your name, you wear a red tie or a blue tie. We need a serious person to come in and say, we've got some serious issues we got to tackle.
Yeah.
We don't
As a
have time.
people, as
We
a
don't have
people.
time to play these fucking games.
Don't we kill those people?
Well, they
Our
often just
statesmen,
don't make it too far in the game because the parties really control the game.
Yeah.
I mean, they in some ways literally do.
Yeah.
They decide, the states are supposed to decide, but it's
Look
typically
at
the
what they
parties
did
that
with
decide.
Mamdani.
Yeah.
Did I say his name right?
Mamdani. Yeah.
Mamdani.
Yeah.
In New York, the party, the big D, would not support the guy.
Yeah.
And here's a guy that's wants the change.
I
Progressive.
know.
The powers that be
But
are.
I think we often forget, and they've insulated themselves from this. But I mean, there's been multiple parties throughout American history, right? It's not like we didn't just have
the
R's and D's.
the Green Party.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's the
Whigs.
Fusion Party. You know what I mean? It's been like because the real populism and this faux racist populism have often competed head to head, which is a real populism to me is progressivism, right? But the fake stuff is usually just like America first when they don't actually mean that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know, man. Shit.
Take it away, Charles.
Take it away.
Yeah, we need
All
to move
right.
on.
Mince meat.
Your mince.
Here's a wild story. Speaking of Biden, Jill Biden, her ex-husband has been arrested in connection with the murder of his wife.
What?
So this is the former first lady's ex-husband I guess she was found dead, unresponsive back in December, and he's just recently been arrested. It's not
he's an old person, right?
He's 77 years old. His name is William Stevenson. He is the founder of a club called the Stone Balloon over in Newark, Delaware. But I guess it's a club that's hosted acts like Metallica and Bruce Springsteen and a bunch of others. Some
like Parker's.
Here's the thing. Biden and he were married between 1970 and 75.
Oh,
so
man.
The Bidens now have been married since 77.
Yeah, like 50 years.
So it's like 50 years ago, but it's a weird, kind of weird story that comes out. It's like, oh my God, Jill Biden's ex-husband.
Well, and that rich white men murder people.
And rich white men. But she dodged a bullet there,
I guess so. Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, man. Mincemeat.
Boys, here's a funny story. The Olympic hospitality space that's being used because the Olympics are about to start, I think, later this month. There's a hospitality space that's used by all the ice sports, the hockey, the speed skaters, the figure skaters, all that stuff. It was called the Ice House. Was where the
oh my God!
So they've changed the name to the Winter House because ice. I mean, we joked last week there was a story about,
but that was self-censored.
That was self-censored. Yeah. Where the weather, there was going to be an ice storm.
Right.
Beware the ice storm, but they didn't want to. FEMA was like, you can't use ice storm.
What does ICE stand for?
Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Okay. All right.
Which is not the same as Customs and Border Protection, which is not the same as Department of Homeland Security, which is not the same as, you know what I mean? It's like, man, after 9/11, all these weird, and that's the thing, dude. And at the time, when they had the Patriot Act, it was like, well, once you give governments this power, they're never going to be back. Oh, it's worth it, though.
Yeah.
We got to watch out for the terrorists.
Yeah.
And the shoes. You got to, I got to take my shoes off every time I go.
Man.
Boys, in science news, and I thought this was kind of interesting, and they were about to get launched, but they're Artemis 3, Artemis 2, one of those, the hydrogen leak was happening somewhere, so they postponed. The astronauts were already in quarantine for the week before they launch off.
Oh, shucks. So they had to break that?
It's going to be March, but this is kind of a cool mission. It's going to send the rocket past the moon, and it's actually going to take them on a trajectory where it's going to be the farthest humans have ever been from the Earth.
Wow.
So even farther than any of the other missions that have circled the moon.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool.
And the first time Americans have been back to the moon in 50 years.
Real
close.
Yeah. And this is in anticipation of I think Artemis is the goal is to eventually land back on the moon after so many, but they're doing these test runs.
We should start a rumor there's oil there. We'll be there in like 10 minutes.
Exxon and Mobil are fucking planting flags right now. Yeah. It's going to be
fantastic.
A 10-day journey, 3 men and 1 woman.
Yeah, I mean, man, that's a long way.
That's a long way to go.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3 Americans and 1 Canadian.
Oh.
I don't know why they let
They bring cheese.
Is that what it is?
And maple syrup. Well, I think it's wonderful. I love space stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
Isn't China on the other side of the moon right now?
Yeah, they did. They threw something at it.
Yeah.
But they didn't land.
Not a human.
There's no humans on the side of the moon? Okay.
Yeah.
But they did throw something down there. Yeah, which is really neat.
Space garbage?
Well, a sensor.
Some kind of. Yeah.
I thought they were over there.
That's what they call it. Yeah, they just brought their garbage up there.
It's one way
it's
to get
neat,
rid
though,
of it.
man. And remember, for all these rockets, give or take, it takes a pound of fuel for every pound of rocket.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that also means a pound of fuel for each pound of fuel.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it goes, it's bananas.
Yeah, do the math on that.
Yeah, let alone some distance, and that's just to get some brick in orbit, right? But this is even, man, so much is going on here.
Yeah,
and
isn't Artemis the biggest? Isn't Artemis the largest rocket ever made?
I don't know the answer to that.
I think it's like the biggest.
Incredible.
And who manufactures that?
Steve.
Is it Steve?
It's always been Steve. He's always up to something.
Steve.
Yeah,
he's good at it.
I think, isn't it X? Isn't it?
No, that's not the Artemis. That's the. I want to say it might be Boeing. What's the Boeing heavy lift? We should Google that.
Yeah.
Unpaid intern. But fascinating. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I do too. Those rockets that they put on the top on the SpaceX heavies and all that sort of thing, the Falcon and Heavy and that sort of thing. Those things are putting out some thrust like we've never seen in our
It's
lifetime.
bananas.
And I still am. I talked to Janelle about this last night. The fact that they're just landing on their poles and just getting caught, like we saw when we were kids on cartoons.
Oh no, it's so
is
cool.
Extraordinary.
Yeah, but that also means they're carrying fuel to get up to launch whatever they're throwing up there, and then to fight it all the way down, and land on a dime.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really neat tech.
It is.
I gotta admit. Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah.
But that's just extra weight for that extra fuel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just it's astounding me.
Yeah.
Hats off to the engineers.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Good job.
Good work, people.
That know math. Thank God for math.
Boys, speaking of picnic items, sardines are experiencing sort of a cultural moment by millennials, which is actually causing the price to go up. You're kind of sardine.
I'm into them.
Have you noticed the price rising?
Tell the old family secret. I get mine at the dollar store.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because they're the same brand. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So it's all about health, beauty, and the Gen Z concept of maxing.
And what's max?
What's max?
I think it's all about getting the most bang for your buck.
Oh, all right.
So,
efficiency.
Yeah. So this is, they're packed with proteins and omega-3s.
Yeah, no, the essential fatty acid content. If you're not a vegan, now they're really good food.
Yeah.
And but also, didn't we just do a thing where Gen X isn't drinking much? If you're not drinking, are you really eating sardines?
Right.
That's a 3 a.m. snack.
Right. Delicious. I didn't think I was a sardine guy for the longest time, and then my Caesar salad came with it one day.
Yeah.
And I polished it down. I'm like, oh, why have I not been eating this all the time?
Those anchovies or sardines? Anchovies are super salty.
Sorry, maybe there was anchovies.
No,
but
I
sardines,
love anchovies.
But sardines are also really good, though, too.
They are. No, I really
a little
like
bit
them.
more dehydrated or
Typically, they're a dried thing.
Dried thing, okay.
Yeah, or is salted. They're so salted that they're preserved. I'm not kidding. No, that's a thing. It's like, yeah. But I love them. Yeah. And they're just so flavorful that they're typically a super thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really like them. Sardines, I mean, I know they make a great
apocalyptic food source?
do, because if you get them in the oil, you can use that oil as like a lantern or as a cooking oil or whatever else.
Good idea.
You know what I mean? And not everybody enjoys that, but you can get the smoked ones in oil.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck, they're good.
Yeah.
Get some
Nice.
dollar store saltines, you're living.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, so they're saying it's an appropriately affordable snack for an increasingly unaffordable era that has led young people to invest in their self-improvement when they can't monetarily invest in much else.
Oh man, that's kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, speaking of sad, Mike, do you guys want to know the saddest classic rock songs of all time? And this is a list by, I didn't write it down, but there's it's not Rolling Stone, but it's something like that compiled this list of the saddest rock and roll songs.
Are we talking sad that's
it
that's
makes
a
you
sad
sad?
song?
No, it's like
makes you sad.
Makes you sad. So number 10, for example, and I don't know this song because I wasn't a big Rainbow fan because that was
like Richie Blackmore.
Richie Blackmore.
Oh, yeah.
But Rainbow Eyes from 1978.
Jeez,
Anybody
I don't know if I
song?
know that song.
Rainbow
I
Eyes.
didn't sound familiar with.
Sounds sad.
Yeah, it does really.
Yeah.
Rainbow Eyes.
Rainbow.
Number 9 is one I know of, but I'm not a big fan at all. But Landslide, 1975 by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, geez. I mean, that's a big song.
It's
We've
a
heard
huge
that
song.
our whole life.
Everybody's
Oh,
heard
yeah.
that.
I think
I'm just not.
I think it's on right now.
Probably in 4,000 countries.
Yeah.
Right
now.
this minute. Yeah.
Right this second. Hurt by 9 Inch Nails comes in. Oh, no.
The
It's
Johnny Cash version. It's
of Hurt.
exceptional.
Oh, my God.
It's exceptional.
It comes in at number 8. That was 2002.
Yeah, the last 5 records he made with oh geez, who's the guy from
Reznor.
yes
Yeah.
the producer come on, he did
Rubin?
Beastie Boys, Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
all incredible records.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. Here's one.
And sad. I mean,
It's sad, apparently.
his
That's
approach to it.
Yeah.
Number 8. But Mike, number 7, The Show Must Go On,
Oh.
1991's Queen.
Oh, sure.
Song.
Yeah.
And did that come out right after?
Something like that. Yeah, right around there. Yeah.
Right around that.
Yeah, jeez.
We talked about this guy last week. Number 6, Hallelujah.
Yeah, geez, not a tragedy
Jeff
here.
Buckley's
Yeah.
cover of Leonard Cohen's. That came out in 94. 1975, Nazareth
Lovers. Oh, yeah. Oh, Nazareth.
Stick.
That album was huge.
Yeah. Again, not a big
Because that's
Nazareth fan.
but Son of a Bitch was on there.
That's
and,
right.
Oh, yeah, it was huge.
Actually, I do like that song.
Oh, yeah, it's got cowbell. That's yeah.
Boys, coming in number 4, Dream Theater's Space Dive Vest from 1994.
I don't know.
Again, not
I
a
don't
big
know
Dream Theater
Yeah, I
guy,
don't know.
but yeah. Number 3, one of my favoriteest songs by the band and just in general, Romeo and Juliet from 1980, Dire Straits.
Yeah, which album is that? Is this Israeli guy?
That is,
I don't know. They're cool, though.
yeah, it's
1980.
it's I pictured it. It's red.
Jeez, all right, I'm going to listen. All right, no, I sure like those guys.
Song I know well, Borderline 1976, Thin Lizzy, coming in number 2. It's kind of a sad song. I don't know. It's the saddest rock and roll song of all time, but number 1 is Soldier of Fortune, 1974, Deep Purple.
Oh, geez.
And that's the Coverdale years.
Is it
right?
really in
I think so.
74?
David
Wow.
Coverdale?
That's the
that
white
guy.
Is that Whitesnake?
David Coverdale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started out in Deep Purple. Yeah. And I feel like maybe he moved on to Rainbow as well, did he?
Oh, I mean,
Maybe.
it was
I
all
don't know.
intertwined.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. Geez.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, other songs that made the list were like Metallica's.
Fade to Black.
It should have been. It wasn't though.
Oh, the one with the Sandman.
No. God damn it! Why can't I think of the Metallica song? What's another? Probably from Master of Puppets, I think.
I'm not a big Metallica fan. I'm more of a Skid Row fan.
I was a Metallica fan up through Ride the Lightning.
Fuck,
Black
that's
album
oh,
was decent.
Yeah, no, I stopped at Justice for All.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, it's just.
Oh boy. Yeah. So sad songs. If you need a sad song with your mincemeat, just put any of those on and enjoy.
Neat.
Boys, sad news. Rest in peace. Chuck Negron, 83, passed away. He had COPD and heart failure. He was the founding member and one of the front men for Three Dog Night, one of the most successful kind of soft rock and roll bands out of the 60s.
Yeah. A more palatable rock and roll band for that acid rock era, especially coming from, Summer Love and in the Bay, right? They were right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
60 million records sold, earning gold records for singles that featured Chuck as the lead vocalist, including Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Joy to the World, and just an old-fashioned love song.
I mean, huge.
Coming through in 3-part harmony.
Yeah, that's incredible. 60 million albums.
And they got like 24.
That's an ass ton of albums.
That's
no, it's a shit ton or an ass ton.
Incredible.
Oh no, it's a fuck ton.
It's fucked up.
A metric fuck ton.
Yes.
That's incredible.
A lot of records, man.
Yeah, well, that's 83. That's, I mean,
it's a good life.
That's not terrible.
Life.
Yeah, good job, buddy.
Maybe not that's neat. Interesting fact: Taylor Negron, a comedian actor, was his cousin, and I remember that guy because I always he would pop up every once in a while. I was like, "That's the pizza delivery guy from Fast Times at Ridgemont
Fast
High."
Times, yeah.
He was on a bunch of TV shows. He's been in movies. I think he's been in music videos, stuff like that. He's a stand-up comedian guy. He passed away in 2015, but they were cousins.
That's really neat.
That's kind of cool. Boys, also rest in peace, Billy Bass, real name William Nelson, passed away at 75. He was the original bassist for Funkadelic, the band that George Clinton put together to complement his other band, Parliament. Parliament was like a doo-wop singing group in the 60s. It was kind of just the guys
following the times,
kind of a Temptations, Four Tops kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And so Clinton had this great idea to start another band called Funkadelic, which would be the backing band for Parliament, and they would get together and call themselves Parliament Funkadelic. And then he famously, for some reason, put them on different record labels.
I thought it was a lawyer thing.
Maybe it was a lawyer thing. I don't know. But there was always some weird problems with crossover and legal entanglements and all that stuff. Billy Bass played on the first 3 albums, I believe, that Funkadelic put out. And then he left the band and Bootsy Collins joined for Maggot Brain and some of the other stuff before him going off to do his own stuff. This guy, Billy Bass, played with the Temptations, Smokey Robinson, the Commodores, Lionel Richie over there. So he had a good long career before like the late 80s, early 90s, coming back and playing in different iterations of Funkadelic later on and other funk bands. And he was that guy that everybody knew. He was the...
It's so good.
It's cool stuff.
So such good memories.
Yeah. So rest in peace to him. Boys, I think the band in heaven just got a little richer.
Yeah, definitely. And geez, only 75. That's getting a lot done by 75.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, with all this sad news that's been happening, you guys want to jump in and chat with Mr. Andy?
Yes.
And see what he's all about. Life coach, life-changing
change coach.
Life-change coach.
Yeah, comedian, author.
Man, he's got a lot.
He's doing a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Yes, let's
get into it with him. And
Mr. Andy Vargo.
See, feel a little better.
Oh, hey.
Settle down. Well, welcome into the show, everybody, to the big show. Motivational speaker, life change coach, comedian, podcaster, author, career coach, Andy Vargo of Own Your Awkward.
Geez, welcome.
Andy, was that enough hats?
That's plenty. That's, depending on the day. I don't know which hat to wear, but I'll grab whatever's closest. So thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Is full.
Yes. Well done.
Welcome, Andy.
Thank you.
Andy, what is your main title? Which hat is the main? Is it the motivational, not the motivational, is it the life change coach? Is that
coaching and speaking, really. In general, I help people live a really good, authentic life by leaning into the thing that they feel quirky or insecure about and just bring that to the world in different ways.
Nice. Yeah, I came across your profile, and I got to say, as a person that grew up pretty awkward,
Mhm.
a 70s and 80s kid, and hanging around with these two awkward kids,
Yeah, it's like,
it really resonated with
yes. Are we going to be best friends?
Right, it's just instant connection. I get that a lot, where I'll meet people out, strangers, they see like my shirt, I'm always wearing the logo, and people are like, oh, that's me, I'm awkward. I'm like, yeah, me too, but you keep it over there, I don't need your awkward, I got enough of my own. You own the brand, is on your awkward, don't make me own your awkward for you.
Yeah. What led you to life coaching?
Well, I had been through a ton of changes myself when I turned 40. I came out, lost my job, got divorced, all, one thing after the other, one led to another, and had really just always wanted to get into speaking and being an author, and thought, now's the time to do it. Why not start a business when you're between jobs, don't know what you're doing, and you're resetting your whole life? And so I started actually leaning into the speaking and the writing side. And I had friends reaching out saying, how come you're not coaching? You do so good with advice and with the direction you're giving to people. And I hadn't really given myself credit for the fact that my whole career I had been in management and leadership and had been coaching people. I just never called it coaching. Right. And I started realizing how much experience I really had there, and started leaning into that and adding those things in. So I started doing this about 9 years ago, layered in the coaching the following year. And it's just evolved and grown naturally based on what people are looking for and what they need.
Andy, is there courses that you take, or is there any kind of certification kind of thing that you do for life coaching, or is it just sort of being that dynamic person that can talk to people and kind of get them out of their
help them get the best out of themselves,
get out of their own way?
There is. I will say the experience that you bring to the table from your life is really important, because you need to be further ahead than the people you're coaching. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to be a couple steps ahead so you can guide them. And then you couple that with, for myself, I got certified from the Transformational Life Coach Academy. There's a whole bunch of different programs all over the place that you can take. And then the thing that teaches you is some of the ins and outs of coaching, some of the technical side of how people react, how cognitive behavior works, so that you can be purposeful about how you're working with people. But really the crux is that the category you're going to coach comes from your life experience and the life you've lived, where you've trained in other areas. And then you layer in the actual coaching training as well.
Yeah, I got to imagine it's part, coach, it's part fan, it's part therapist, it's part all these things, right?
Yeah, it can seem like it. The therapist, I'm always very clear that I'm not your mental therapist. I'm not trained for that. And there are many times where I have that conversation with my client of, that's a great topic to talk to your therapist about. But it can feel on a casual level, like I have a friend where we do friend therapy every month, and it's on that, there's that therapeutic method of having that coach where you're improving your life and you're really getting into the issues that are getting in your way. And with coaching, therapy is very focused on the things that you need to do to kind of come to terms with what's going on in your life and how you're approaching things. Coaching, at least the distinction that I draw, is that it is more, what are the habits we need to develop? What are the decision-making skills we need to put in place so that we can make better decisions and put the habits in place that are going to move our life in the direction we want it to go? Because we all know where we want to go, but we sometimes forget to take a step back and understand how much control we have in going that direction.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Generally speaking, is there one thing you find with a lot of your clients that sort of rings true across all of them? Like, I don't know, just shyness, awkwardness,
anxiety, the inability to do public speaking or that kind of thing, or even just to say that what they're.
Yeah, that can be the big thing that I find with all my clients is they already know that they have something they want to do. People don't come to me going, I got to figure out my life and I don't know what to do. It's, I've always loved this thing. I don't know how to make it how to make it come true. Sometimes that is,
so people
don't
know in the water.
Yeah, they've got enough life experience to know that, most of them have spent some time in corporate or regular work life, and most of my clients tend to be ready for an entrepreneur life and want to move out on their own.
Yeah.
I do teach a course that is public speaking, where I help people bring their message to life on stage, and we rent out a theater, the Blue Mouse Theater in Tacoma, and they deliver their talk on stage. And that's a big part of a lot of the clients I attract are people who have some part of their life. It doesn't have to be your entire life story, but some moment, something you did, some lesson you learned that is valuable enough that the world needs to hear. And I help them see the value in that and then deliver it comfortably, both on stage in that moment, but also how to lean into that to make it work for them as a business.
Man, that's very cool.
It is, and it's really difficult. Showbiz ain't for everyone, as the kids say.
Right.
On stage and being vulnerable it's a big step. So good on you for enabling people to do that. It for a lot of people that may be the only time they really do that, and it's a monumental step.
Public speaking, they say, is, if not the number one, it's one of the most number one fears for people. It's right up there, sometimes above death. I think the only thing higher is dying while public speaking.
Man, yeah. But, I mean, way to go out as a champ, though. You know what I mean?
It's facing your fears. Just okay. I guess that's as far as I got. I made it to the stage before I died by 30 seconds.
I've got a question for you. Is there something you contribute to the past, or like your childhood or whatever, that brought you to this moment? Because I've oftentimes thought that I was going to be a speaker or a motivational coach, or people have said to me from time to time that I should do public speaking or what have you. Did you have a traumatic background in your childhood? Did you have a joyful childhood? Does your own journey in understanding yourself play into the reason you're in this comedic, helping, giving kind of a state?
Yeah, it definitely does. I've put a lot of thought into that, because I've been trying to understand, man, why am I the way I am? How did I get here? And I didn't have anything dramatic in my childhood. And I remember early on in my adult life thinking it would be really cool to be a speaker, thinking it would be cool to be an author. And I always admired, I remember being young and in school, and speakers would come in and talk. And I was like, man, I want to do that. That's so cool. And I remember thinking, but I haven't lost a limb. I haven't been a POW. I haven't been in prison. I haven't lived on the streets. I don't have a reason for people to listen to me. And then you fast forward to when I was 40 and started making life changes. And I started out blogging, and people were connecting with that. And I realized we don't have to have a big story. And in fact, sometimes not having that huge story is actually a better connection to the audience, because they can see, man, he had a hard time getting off the couch today. And that was enough.
Familiar. Yeah. Because regular people have hurdles to overcome as well, right?
Exactly. And I will say, for myself, not being comfortable in my own skin for my whole life, that was something that I realized held me back, and that became something I realized I needed to share with people.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm on that journey too, and I'm really happy to have you on the show today, because my journey has changed. I'm not sure how old you are. I'm 57. Actually, I'm 24. Getting out every day.
Yeah.
Right.
A positive mental attitude.
Yeah, but, I'm in the same decade as you. I'm right there.
Okay. All right. Very good. But, growing up with the world, just being stressed out and living in kind of a high cortisol world all my life, challenging parents, challenging upbringing, just the survival mode all the time. I want to, that's why I'm really enjoying this group of fellas, because we get to play and build and create. And it's just a fun space to get into. Are you finding that people are just transforming right before your eyes after they've had your class, or, just you're seeing really like a kid going to kindergarten and growing and going through school and just becoming a person? Are you having that kind of impact and seeing that kind of impact with people?
Definitely. And it's one of the things where when I see that happen, I always step back and make a point of reminding myself how good that feels for me to help someone do that. And that's what I always want to make sure is the biggest motivation for me. Beyond any other success I have, when I see someone really appreciate their story and learn how to share it, it just means so much. And, our class is 6 weeks long, and I've had, each time I do it, I've had one, if not two people who 2 to 3 weeks into the class, they think they know what they're going to get on stage and share, and they've practiced their talk, and we get to week 4 and 5. And each time someone has completely flipped it upside down and went with something that is way more heartfelt, way more vulnerable, really the essence of their story that they were afraid to tap into.
Sure.
And you can just feel the whole cohort just kind of step back and go, wow, that's the message. And then they get on stage and deliver it, and you just feel the audience, like the pin drops in the room as they're telling their stories. And it feels so good.
Oh, that's great. Good for you.
Yeah. And I can see how rewarding that would be for you as well. Bringing those people forward, not only say out of their shell, because I don't know if they're
and just showing them what they're capable of. Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah,
and that's the difference between a manager and a coach, right? A manager wants you to do what the manager sees, needs to be done, I guess. But a coach wants to bring out the best in you to complete yourself, right?
Right. And our speaking, Mike, I call it Own Your Awkward Talks. And it's a little different because I have people who will get on stage who are very experienced speakers, but they may not have spoken in the same vulnerable sense where they've shared as much of themselves and gotten all the way down to kind of something that they might not have ever shared in a room full of people or even with just a few people. I start out by asking everybody, if you had the whole world's attention for 20 seconds and you could deliver one sentence that would change their life, what would that thing be? Man, it really makes you go, what am I even going to say, right? And it's a little daunting, but it's to really make you think about if that's all you could say, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Are you, do you have a specific instance what somebody came up with that was impactful?
Yeah, got any favorites?
Powerful?
Yeah.
Any favorites?
So I had one gal, Sarah Weaver. She spoke about how we're missing things in the missing pieces of mental health and how we're doing that wrong. And she shared losing 2 different brothers to their struggles with mental health, and now how she's, it's like, then it makes it urgent. It's like, please learn how to take care of yourself so that we don't lose more people.
Wow, that's impactful. That's huge.
Yeah, it's just things that you don't want to have to be talking about on stage, but they're so important that they do get on stage and share.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, because they can. You've shown them that the power in their vulnerabilities.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, and the value in exploring those vulnerabilities. That's really precious.
Yeah. How do you use comedy in your?
Oh yeah.
You must have
besides a coping mechanism.
Yeah, that's how it started. It started just as a coping mechanism. I was like, oh wait, this is a skill too. Oops, as I use my hands too much. So comedy is great because it releases tension. It's an icebreaker. It helps shift the dynamics in the room, and it helps people connect with us because things in life are so stressful. We have to have comedy, and so I just find that if I can make fun of a situation, I make fun of myself a lot. So like, I broke a tooth. Now that I turned 50, apparently I'm getting dental leprosy. I didn't know that was a thing. But one of the jokes I'll tell is that I'm walking around like a sexually active first grader. It's like, oh my God, like I have to be able to call out that stuff. But that's the whole point is, it's just like, who's this guy? Like, you don't even have your face fixed, and you're trying to tell people how to live.
Yeah, people want honesty too. I mean, we get so much dishonesty that's put right in our face, and it gets normalized.
Yeah,
that when you hear sincerity and authenticity, like you're a proponent of, it makes a big difference in the communication and the health and well-being of that communication. I run a restaurant I had run a restaurant, and I'm not currently doing that, but in my career of 30 years or more, in that you can't hire authenticity. I'm sorry.
Right.
You can hire. You can't train it.
Yeah.
It has to be a place where you've gotten to within yourself to be authentically you, right?
Yeah.
And so that's a powerful place to really present that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is valuable.
Oh, it's so
It's like there's more posers per pound right now than ever.
Posers per pound. I love, yeah.
And
oh
so
my God, you just scroll through your feed and you're like, you're at an Airbnb, you're at a rental, you're in front of somebody else's Lamborghini. Like, I get it.
Fake airplanes. It's like, oh, goodness. And so I think, yes, showing the value to ourselves in realness and, just and that can be a painful thing, but it's well worthwhile.
Right. And the thing is, if we're hiding any bit of ourselves, people know we're hiding something, and they tend to second guess what it is and think that we're hiding something that we don't want them to know, or that we have some nefarious plan behind the scenes. And so it erodes this level of trust, rather than just being like, man, I feel funny because I spilled on myself, or I'm only half smiling because I'm trying to hide my dental work, and whatever that thing is that you're letting them create a story in their head that's wrong about the reason why you're not connecting.
Yeah. And that's that storm we have to go through when we're kids, and we think other people are thinking about us, but it turns out they're not thinking about us much at all. They're thinking about themselves and their own.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. It's like you watch Romeo and Michelle's and you're just like, oh my God, everybody was messed up in high school. It wasn't just me.
Yeah. But it's a storm we all have to go through if we want to get to that place of authenticity, because when you are afraid, when you're in fear, and you end up having that cortisol level so high, it seems that there's a point in which you have to kind of make stuff up. You have to have the fake jets behind you. You have to have all the money, and you have to be keeping up with the Joneses. And the actual place that's pure and clean and awesome seems to be that fantastic, awesome, authentic you, right? Who you are. It's that journey of finding out who we are as people. And I like the way you use comedy in that too. Comedy is a really great place. You use what's that term where you just go with the flow, with it's yes and. What is that?
Yes, like the improv stuff where you just play on it.
Just kind of just trying to find that authentic self. I don't know. Do you use that?
I do. I find that you just get to a point where it's like, there's nothing else we can do but laugh right now. And I've been in situations where I had a gig I was going to a few years ago, and it was over across the pass in Othello. It's like, there's nothing between once you get to Snoqualmie and there where you can really stop very easily. You can't call an Uber. And I get to the top of the pass, and my check engine light comes on, and my car gets a little, chicken. I'm just like, this is going to make one hell of a story later. This is going to be a great story. And I was like, at least I'm going downhill. And I made it to the gig, but it was just one of those moments where I'm like, I have no choice but to use this for a story, make it humor, and pray that I get to the gig, because I'm like, it's like 7 a.m. You can't call an Uber, but there's this points in life where whatever tragedy we're dealing with, that's not going to change based on how we overreact to it or freak out about it. And that's not to say we don't have grieving when things are sad or things happen, but even in a grieving process or at a funeral, there's times where it's okay to laugh that something just happened, because the person who's probably in the casket would be laughing or would want us to laugh or to carry on. So we have to give ourselves permission to have the humor.
Yeah, is humor a part of the healing process of all those things too? I mean, I oftentimes find myself laughing at funerals and weddings, and not at funerals so much anymore, but mostly weddings and church. I don't know.
Right. No,
It's like
I was raised Catholic, but I have what I call a weddings and funerals policy now.
What's that?
So it's pretty much when I go.
Churches.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're right. It's I think that it's just so important to be able to not take ourselves seriously, and in any situation, like, granted, like you're saying, you don't necessarily want to be laughing in someone's face while they're grieving, but the point of laughter is it's a shared connection. And so when we can laugh because of something that we both find funny, it's showing that we understand each other. It's showing that we're connecting in the moment. And no matter what's going on in the world, that sacred moment is a shared connection that we will have forever. And we'll be like, remember that time when someone farted at the funeral, and we're like, oh my God, we couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's gold. That's absolute,
it's gold. It is.
Gold.
Yeah.
Andy, do you use? Have you been like gone on stage, done stand up, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I've done stand up. I actually have a show coming up. I do several, and so
Right.
my social media always has if I have what I have coming up. But I've been doing stand up since 2016, and
Nice.
I'll do like the feature. I haven't gotten to the headline level yet, but for me, stand up is fun to do, but it's not where I'm willing to go sleep on couches in New York to make that my full life. It's a good addition to what I do, and I work it into my speaking gigs. I'll put little jokes here and there, but
you're writing out. Is your stand-up stuff? Do you write that out as opposed to having it be improv, or do you just improv your way through?
It's mostly written out. I'll have some things that come off the cuff in the moment, but those are just kind of whatever is going on in the room. And it's nice when it works out, but it's like sometimes you say something you think is going to be funny in the room, you're like, oh crap, well, I look like an asshole or I look like an idiot, but pardon my French, sorry.
That's what you're good. And that's the beautiful gamble that funny people take. You know what I mean? You're trying to get everybody to crack up, and man, ouch.
And most of my humor comes from something that's gone on in my life that I think is going to be funny, and I try it on stage. And then after I try it, I figure out kind of what didn't work. And then I go do the writing part to massage it until it's funny. So.
Gotcha. Were you, and I don't want to pigeonhole you in any kind of, kid personality, but what kind of kid were you? Were you a jock? Were you a D&D kid? Were you a rocker? What kind of kid were you?
Gosh, that's, I was a loner, and when I was young, I was very entrepreneurial. I started a newspaper when I was a kid at like 10 years old, and I had local friends like write articles, and I sold it for one summer, and I was always mowing a lawn or picking weeds. Yeah, it was, and I almost forgot about that till a long time ago. I was like, oh, I found a copy of it. I was like, oh, that's right, I did that. But I was always just doing my own thing. And when I was in high school, I was the kid that, sat outside and ate lunch in the corner with a few of the loner kids and had kind of a circle of friends. I was a band kid. And
nice.
I had like a decent group of friends, but I always felt so out of place in high school. And looking back, it's not I don't try to sit here with all the, oh my God, I'm the way I am because of all these things and I'm scarred for life. But I just know I was so self-conscious about who I was that I was afraid to step out and be very vocal about anything I really liked. I always waited to see what was the cool thing or what was okay. And then I was like, oh yeah, I like that. That's cool. I like women. That's the thing you're supposed to like, whatever, and then later you're like, I could have just said this, but it was the 90s when I was in high school. So it's a little different, but
Catholic school.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
We weren't Catholic, but my brother was a big time troublemaker.
Okay.
So Mom sent him to Catholic school, and I had to follow along because the
just keep all the kids together. Yep.
So I was O'Day in Seattle.
Okay, yeah, I was at Bellarmine, Tacoma.
Nice.
Hey, I've got a question about mindset, because mindset is such an important thing for me. I know that I've struggled with mindset in my fears and anxieties. How is mindset taught by you in your classes or in your productions? I just think the value of mindset is just key. You can go into it with a negative mindset, or you can go into it with a positive mindset, and the doors open up for you. Right. So explain the importance of mindset.
Oh, it's very important. And the tricky thing with mindset is that we first have to be aware. Like, we can't start to correct ourselves if we don't stop and ask ourselves, is this a reality, or is this actually the way I'm choosing to believe it? You think about things like I am a success or I am a failure. That's very black and white and linear, and that's the way we tend to look at things. Like, either I'm a success because I got a promotion, or I made a certain amount of money, or whatever happened. I got so many views on my podcast, or it's not taking off. And yet we could ask ourselves things like, am I perceiving that way? What's a different way is this a reality or is this just the way I'm perceiving it? And
Right.
once we can realize that most of the things that we are struggling with is because of the way we're perceiving the situation and not because the situation is as dire as it sounds.
Right. No, I got you. That and as far as the perception of where we're at in life, that's the struggle, I think, where we have the most trouble in our minds, right? Our mind is a powerful tool, but we're not taught how to use it from an early age. We're just taught to get in line and follow rules and that sort of thing and not explore our own consciousness. But consciousness of our own creation is a choice in every moment, right? So every moment we get
that's the key, right?
Right. That's the key, is that every moment we get to make another choice to bless someone,
including ourselves, right? To let go of the mistake we just made and rectify, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And the thing that we always tend to forget is we know all the negative things that could be coming at us, and we believe those, and we believe it's possible that this could happen. It's possible that this bill is going to show up, or that I'm not going to have this or that. But we don't have to know for sure that the good things are going to happen. We just have to believe in the possibility just as strongly, or ideally a little bit more strong than the possibilities that are negative. Like we could just as easily believe it's possible I could win the lotto. It's possible I'm going to get that promotion. It's possible I'm going to, things are going to work out. I'm not going to trip on the sidewalk today. Whatever the thing is, it doesn't have to be huge, but we just have to know, if I believe this is a possibility that's negative, isn't it pretty ridiculous that I don't also believe that the opposite is also possible?
Yes.
Err on it going well, as opposed to going poorly. I've always said that there's a correlation between all of the negative inputs that we receive, from social media to movies to the front page of the Time magazine.
Just the people around us sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And
there's a whole bunch of neuroscience that backs all of that up beyond the, I know it feels great, but there are scientists and studies that are going to show you that what we're looking at, what we're focusing on, what we're saying, our brain filters based on that.
It does. And so you might as well err on it going well. And things are wonderful when you err on it going well. It's super fantastic. Yeah. Right on, man. That's cool.
Yeah. Any tricks that you could advise to people, like to make that shift in the moment? Like if they're in a job interview and they have a misstep or something, any advice on how to get themselves back on track and not sweat that misstep?
Yeah, definitely. I think, first of all, in the moment, taking a step back and just saying, is this the only reality that is possible? Like, is there any hint that there could be any other outcome than the one that I'm telling myself right now? And that kind of helps us get out of that headspace of, nope, this is the only thing that's going to happen. And sometimes, we've been trained to be so dire focused on, this is the only route, the train's headed towards the cliff, and there's, we can't switch the tracks quick enough. But if we can just ask ourselves, could there be another possibility? That opens the door for us to start thinking about what those possibilities are. I actually have a set of questions that are about reframing the way you think. That I have 6 of them just to apply to every question or every rough patch we're facing, with the whole design to help us shift the way we're thinking. And one of them is, what would you tell your best friend in this situation? It's very simple. Get yourself out of the situation. What would you tell somebody else?
Oh, that's a great trick.
Personalize it. Yeah, that is a good trick.
Or another one is, what's a different ending that I could write to this story other than what I'm telling myself in my head? Just like, is there another ending that could happen? And it just allows us to start thinking differently about it, so that then we can start to see the possibility.
Yeah. Are you a meditator? Do you meditate?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I didn't used to be, but now I do quite a bit.
Tell the viewers what impact that's had on your personal life, and how you, it probably has a lot to do with how you got centered and are where you're at now.
Oh, definitely. One of the exercises that I work with people around mindset is, in one of the concepts I walk people through is like dealing with their budget, and how we have, money, and but we also have time that we need to budget. But another thing we forget to budget is where are we deciding to spend our energy and our focus. And so I walk people through kind of this inverted pyramid of what you want to be your priorities, and anything that's kind of in the bottom are the things we don't want to be focusing on. So whenever we get into those, for me, it's breathing exercises. So just breathe in and then breathe out, and say, pick a focus word when you breathe in and a focus word when you breathe out. And I remember in the worst part of my divorce, and I was stewing over stuff and just going, okay, I need to heal myself. And so I would just breathe in, heal, and breathe out myself, and not focus on everything else and the other party.
Yeah, I had the same experience where Mike's partner does a breathing class and mindfulness. She's a breath coach, and she's just amazing. She actually had an event here in the studio on Sunday for the full moon. And in those classes that I used, and in those experiences of really understanding box breathing and that sort of thing, I remember going to therapy one day, and I was just in a bad place in my mind, and music came on, and it reminded me of my ex-wife, and it reminded me of my family, and I just was bawling, and I had to do something, and I reflected on the breathing exercises that Mary had talked about. And it was the box breathing. So I was in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4, in for 4, and so on and so forth. Yeah. And by the time I got to, I think that was the turning point for me, where I ended up calming my central nervous system. I've lived in fight or flight all my life, right? Just nervous, worried about other people, worried about all those things. And it turns out nobody really gives a shit about you, in a sense that they're battling their own challenges and their own problems. So I always just put everybody else in front of me. And then I started to put myself first as the couple years go past the separation. And boy, oh boy, man, I really started to get a hold of what thoughts serve me well, right? So thoughts that don't serve me well, I don't pay any attention to them. And that's part of the meditative practice, the breathing work, and all those things that we have to do so we don't get triggered anymore. And I've just been in a place of bliss ever since. Yeah.
No, that makes so much sense. You touched on something there about how we can feel selfish taking care of ourselves. And that's a space that I lived in. I think everybody lives in, where we feel like if I take a me day, or I go step out of something, that's not really fair to all the people that need from me. And especially if you're in a serious relationship, or you're a parent, it's really hard not to put all these other things first. And yet you're actually not putting them first by not putting yourself first, because if you're not healthy, it's the whole put your own mask on first when the plane's going down. If you don't take care of yourself, how can you really help other people?
Yeah, right. You got to take care of you, man. I mean, really, we're the most important part of the whole project.
Yeah. And I think that's, just to me, by definition, I see how we get guilted into it, but that's by definition not selfish, right? Because the end goal is to be able to help others anyway, but just to be able to, selfish is beyond just the necessity of it. To breathe, to find peace, these kinds of things, that's not, it's self-awareness and self-control and stuff like that. That I don't think that's the same as like feeding ego, or, what I mean? Really don't. I think it can help you crack that spell more than anything else.
Yeah, now I'm just like, I can't do any personal development because I don't want everybody to need me. So I got to stay unhealthy enough that they can't use me.
Oh, man. Andy, we really appreciate you coming on tonight, man.
What a nice young man.
What a nice
Thank you so much.
Call
me young.
The best place to find you is probably awkwardcareer.com, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
You can reach out to Andy there. You can find all the links to his socials, his YouTubes, his Instagrams, Facebook, LinkedIn.
All the things. All the things. I have a free community there. People can join and talk about all things awkward online and get support.
Oh, that's cool.
The Own Your Awkward Crew, it's a Facebook group where we just share banter and talk about personal development. And it's just a fun open space.
Yeah, so own your awkward, people.
Right?
Jeff's in.
I'm all about authenticity and just saying what's on your mind and being free. So thank you, Andy. I really appreciate your time, and it was great.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here, man. And we'll have a link. This will be out on Tuesday.
Yes.
So look for it there, and we'll catch up with you at a later date.
Perfect.
All right. We'll talk to you later, Andy. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Settle down. I know he was a great guest, everybody. Andy Vargo, thank you again for being here, man. Yeah. That was a great conversation.
Yeah.
And I really liked the guy. Yeah. Jeff, I really appreciated the interaction that you guys had talking about the meditation and the breathing stuff. And it seemed like you guys were on the same wavelength. Like, let me tell you about my new best friend.
Yeah. I like people that go through those journeys and they're waking up to their own power and that sort of thing. So I can really relate to the consciousness kind of side of things, even though I don't understand consciousness completely. I do not understand my journey that's been gone through. And he was a great guest. I
really appreciate him. And I just feel like he kind of like one of us. I mean, obviously he grew up kind of the same time frame. He's a little younger than us because he high school in the 90s, but grew up in the area, had some of the same experiences, stuff like that. So Andy, if you're out there, we'd love to have you back, man. Just let us know.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks, Andy. It was a lot of fun, and you're doing good work.
Yeah,
for sure.
And everybody, don't forget, it's ownyourawkward.com.
Yes,
correct.
No, just awkwardcareer.com. But he is the Own Your Awkward guy. Check out his books. Check him out on the socials.
Yeah.
If you're one of those people like me that has a hard time getting in front of a whole bunch of people that you need to have a conference with or a meeting or discussion, stuff like that, he'd be a great resource for you. So look him up. He's got some great books out there that you can purchase directly from his website. So go check it out.
He's got a website. He's also got Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all those things.
All the things.
YouTube.
Andy. Yeah, fantastic.
Thanks, Andy. Boys, along those lines, Andy, you might like this because you are the coach, ending on something positive, which we all need more of. This is a quote by Shannon L. Alder, who I think is also a life coach and an author. Don't know much about her, but I liked her quote, and it is, "Courage doesn't happen when you have all the answers. It happens when you are ready to face the questions you have been avoiding your whole life." Say that again. Courage doesn't happen when you have all the answers. It happens when you are ready to face the questions you have been avoiding your whole life.
Beautifully said. Who said that?
It's Shannon L. Alder.
Shannon L. Alder.
Yeah.
And on that note, boys, thanks for being here.
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
Been a great week.
Been a great night hanging out with you. Thanks, Mike.
Right on. Glad to be here.
And we'll see you next week. You folks can find more of us in the bonus round, which we're going to do next.
Yes.
So look us up on r-townpodcast.com and sign up or go to Patreon and sign up.
No, it's got even more giggles.
More giggles.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. And don't forget to visit r-townpodcast.com for all the links. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, vlogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.